Hello, welcome to this video. I'll be translating, or I've already translated it written down. I'm just going to be reading out my translation of Le Blé, which is a poem by Jean Jaurès. The original is in the public domain. So I'll start with reading out the original, and then I'll read my translation. Now, French is not my native language, so if this is a bit messy, bear with me. Alright. Le blé. N'est-ce pas l'homme aussi qui a créé le blé? Les productions que l'on appelle naturelles ne sont pas, pour la plupart, celles du moins qui servent aux besoins de l'homme, l'œuvre spontanée de la nature. Ni le blé, ni la vigne n'existaient avant que quelques hommes, les plus grands des génies inconnus, aient sélectionné et éduqué lentement quelques graminées ou quelques cèpes sauvages. C'est l'homme qui a deviné, dans je ne sais quelle pauvre graine tremblant au vin des prairies, le trésor futur du froment. C'est l'homme qui a obligé la sève de la terre à condenser sa fine et savoureuse substance dans le grain de blé ou à gonfler le grain de raisin. Les hommes oublieux opposent aujourd'hui ce qu'ils appellent le vin naturel au vin artificiel, les créations de la nature aux combinaisons de la chimie. Il n'y a pas de vin naturel. Le pain et le vin sont un produit du génie de l'homme. La nature elle-même est un merveilleux artifice humain. Sully Prodhomme a surfé l'œuvre du soleil dans son vers magnifique. Soleil, père des blés, qui sont père des races. L'union de la terre et du soleil n'eût pas suffi à engendrer le blé. Il y a fallu l'intervention de l'homme, de sa pensée inquiète et de sa volonté patiente. Les anciens le savaient lorsqu'ils attribuaient à des dieux, image glorieuse de l'homme, l'invention de la vigne et du blé. Mais depuis si longtemps, les paysans voient les moissons succéder aux moissons et les blés sortir de la semence que donnèrent les blés. La création de l'homme s'est si bien incorporée à la terre, elle déborde si largement sur les couteaux et les plaines que les paysans, tombés à la routine, prennent pour un don des forces naturelles l'antique chef-d'œuvre du génie humain. Et comment, en effet, sans un effort de l'esprit, s'imaginer de façon vivante que cette grande mer des blés, qui, depuis des milliers d'années, roule ses vagues, se couchant, dorées et chaudes en juin, pour redresser en mars son flot verdissant et frais, gonfler encore peu à peu en une magnifique crue d'or. Comment s'imaginer que cette grande mer, dont les saisons règlent le flux et le reflux, a sa source lointaine dans l'esprit de l'homme. Jean Jaurès. I love this poem. It's really good. Okay, now we're going to go to my translation of it. I'll read that. Okay. Wheat. Is it not man also who has created wheat? The productions which we call natural are not, for the most part, those at least which serve the needs of man, the spontaneous work of nature. Neither wheat nor grapevine existed before a few men, the grandest of unknown geniuses, selected and educated slowly some savage grass or vine. It was man who divined, in I don't know which poor grain trembling in the prairie wind, the future treasure of cereal. It was man who compelled the sap of the earth to condense its fine and tasty substance in the grain of wheat, or to swell the grain of grape. The forgotten men oppose what today they call natural wine or artificial wine, the creations of nature combined with chemistry. There is no natural wine. Bread and wine are a product of the genius of man. Nature herself is a marvelous human artifice. Sully Prodhomme overdid the work of the sun in a magnificent verse, Sun, father of wheats, who are father of races. The union of earth and sun was not enough to generate wheat. He needed the intervention of man, of her restless thoughts and her patient will. The ancients knew this when they attributed to the gods, glorious image of man, the invention of vine and of wheat. But since such a long time, the peasants see the harvests succeed the harvests, and the wheat emerge from the seed given by wheat. The creation of man is so well incorporated into the earth, she overflows so widely on hillsides and plains, that peasants, falling into routine, take for a gift of natural force the antique masterwork of human genius. And how, in effect, without an effort of spirit, to imagine in vivid fashion that this grand sea of wheat, who for thousands of years rolls in waves, lies abed, golden and hot in June, to raise again in March her tide, greening and fresh, swollen again little by little in a magnificent flood of gold. How to imagine that this grand sea, wherein the seasons regulate the flow and the ebb, had her long ago source in the spirit of man. Okay, so that's what I've got. That's what I've got today. I think yeah, key thing for my translation is that I was trying to preserve the original words that we used, because in English we have a lot of words which are shared from French. So, like, I don't know, like this, it was sauvage, so I wrote savage, you know. It was éduqué, which really probably in English would say raised, but I say educated because it was éduqué. So it was kind of an exercise in how close can I keep the literal word to the original using cognates and borrowings and stuff. Yeah, and you can see I did a little bit of superscripting when it wasn't clear because I wanted to preserve the gender of things as well. But then if you just put she, it wasn't obvious in English that the she was referring to the creation of man, as in the wheat. So I put these little superscripts to indicate what the pronouns are referring to. And then when I wasn't sure that it made sense, I put a little superscript as well. But yeah, that's all I have today. Hope you enjoy. Have a good afternoon.